Hey everybody, this is Big Dog Trader, and today we've got a new game plan for a new president. We've got some renewable energy, we've got some solar stocks, we've even got some e-commerce plays, so you're going to want to stick around to the end. If you find any value in this video, don't hesitate to hit the like and subscribe button, as that helps out the YouTube algorithm in an amazing way. Let's get right into it. As mentioned, I do have some plays for you under this new administration that I want to go over today. On Investopedia.com, I was able to find a list of the top solar stocks that ran in the late quarter of 2020 and into 2021. A lot of these you're going to notice are at or close to all-time highs. Do not let that scare you. Most investors are going to wait for the pullback on this. Some sectors are just very hot and very speculative, and this one may not have much of a pullback, as I'll show you on these charts here pretty soon. So just a quick article to go over here. They're talking about First Solar, Enphase, and Canadian Solar. There's plenty more of them. Solar Edge and Sunrun seem to be very popular as well. TAN is an ETF that I went over in a recent video. I would definitely recommend this as one of the top ETFs for 2021. Jinko Solar has been a very popular one. You're probably going to hear more about First Solar and Enphase because those are the two big American ones, as there's a handful more here that are on the come up. But Enphase has by far the biggest market cap of them all. I was originally put onto this company by a friend of mine that's been in the solar company and in the solar industry for many years. He has told me quite some time ago that Enphase was one of the biggest companies around. So that really caught my attention there. I've been watching it ever since. And this is actually the solar play that I myself am into. But I'm going to show you some other ones that are going to be good as well. Those are going to be the main ones. Although there is one in particular that I think has the most upside in the renewable energy and solar, and that one is actually going to be Gevo. Gevo has been very popular. It started out in the penny stock era, and now it is gone beyond that. And the reason why, one of the catalysts lately has been that the Gevo co-founder is joining the Biden science team. Biden has been announcing big names on his team lately. A lot of them are scientists or have been into the science field for many years. Francis Arnold, Nobel Peace Prize winner, co-founder of Gevo. Again, that's on the NASDAQ.com website. And I do want to actually show the charts here. For Gevo, just like every other solar company, near all-time highs. I'm personally not too scared about that. Of course, everybody would like a pullback to get a better price, maybe down here in the 7 range. I'm just not sure if that's going to happen. So if you are wanting to get into the renewable energy space, if you're wanting to get into EV, renewable energy, solar, EV you could probably find more deals on, but right now solar, renewable energy, very hard to find a cheap good deal on it right now. A lot of them have ran up and will probably continue to keep running up. So if you want to get in, just get in. And that's probably the best advice that I could give you. If you're bullish on these sectors and you think that these are going to run up under a Biden administration, they're probably going to run up sooner than later. So just keep that in mind. I have some levels here on Gevo set for around 7 and around the 9 mark, just right under 9. It's currently trading at about $10.45. At the time of this video, a high being $11.68, obviously. One thing that I will mention about Gevo before we move on is that they did just announce a public offering. The company raises a ton of capital and the stock moves up. They take some of that capital for general spending. Normally they'll announce what they're going to use that money for, but when a company runs up this high, it only makes sense for them to do a public offering, so they can then take some of that money that they've gained from the stock being up so much and put it back into the company. So while short-term investors and day traders, this may not be a best move for you. If you're looking for a call on the upside right after an offering, there's a big chance that the stock short-term is going to pull back. But it's, again, a very good thing for the company, taking money and putting it back into the company. So long term, you should be bullish just on the fact that they're taking hard-earned money that we put into the market and it's been raised for them to put back into the market. So good job there, Gevo. I look forward to this stock getting into the 20s and 30s sometime this year. I do want to go over a couple of other solar stocks while we're on the topic. One being Run. Run has been very popular. I've got some levels set here, starting out at around $60, 70, 80, 94, being the one of the main resistances right before an all-time high of just right under $101. Some more examples for you guys would be SAG, Solar Edge Technologies. I'm not going to go over all the news on these solar companies. I'm just giving you guys some ideas on things to get into, and you can kind of compare the charts. Some of the pullback that you see here, some expect that is going to be your pullback before you see another 10% move up. My personal favorite is Enphase, and I got into this one late, and I watched it and waited for the pullback, and just watched every other company to see if there would be a better opportunity. But in all honesty, again, this one has the biggest market cap. If you're going to pick a horse in the race, you might as well pick the strongest, fastest one. So right around $200 is going to be a resistance that it is facing now. It's ran up a little bit just today and maybe approaching the high of 224 here soon. I will be grabbing more shares at around the 200 mark in hopes that it goes around this 180 mark. That would be great. But if not, I'm looking to see this thing hit well over 250 into 300 just in the coming months. I want to go over one more that I mentioned, and that is First Solar. 90, 97, and about 107.70 here. There's going to be the support and resistance levels. It really looks like First Solar in particular is getting ready to break out of this range here. So it's creating a channel here. As you can see here, it's moving up. I would not be surprised if this thing hits 120 by the end of the month, closer to 200 by the end of the year. So we've went over some solar. We've went over some renewable energy. Here's a lithium play for you if you guys are interested in lithium. Looks similar to the solar chart. So it's been creating a nice uptrend. It's just recently broke out of this. Anxious to see what happens here. Lithium has also been a very hot commodity for quite some time. You've probably heard of lithium in the term of lithium-ion batteries, which is something that we've heavily relied on for many years. Now the lithium is very valuable in the process of making batteries for electric vehicles, the technology that they're working on with lithium, and most lithium companies are working on trying to create lighter weight, stronger, longer lasting lithium-ion batteries. So with lithium being a very hot commodity, Livent, I hope I'm saying that right, is one of the strongest players in the lithium game. So I'm very anxious to see where this goes. If we do see a pullback here, could possibly be to the 19 area, but same story as all the renewable energy and solar. If this thing wants to run up, as it probably will, we could see this thing make a 10% move in no time. So now that we've talked plenty about renewable energy, solar, and even got a lithium play in there for you, I want to go over something that you guys may not be as familiar with. That is a company called BigCommerce. It is much like Amazon, much like Etsy. It is a platform for people that would like to sell items online, even wholesalers. They are doing things just a little bit differently. I actually went on the website to kind of check them out. And this kind of gives you, from payments.com, a brief overview of some of the moves that they've made recently. Walgreens has followed in the footsteps of Walmart and Amazon to join the retailer as ad agency trend. When you go on a lot of these websites, you see all these ads popping up, things that you might like. It kind of goes with like an algorithm thing. Well, BigCommerce recently launched open checkout for let developers. Retailers and partners create tailored checkout experiences, and merchant innovation and increasing share of consumers are tapped into mobile devices and laptops to do their shopping and make their journey physical to retail stores more efficient. So I kind of wanted to see what that entailed. So I went over there to their website, and I actually like what I see. I see that they are focusing more on people building websites. Here's a couple of the features that they offer in their website that I liked. Spark Creativity gives you design tools to design your website. If you've ever tried to design a website on some of these other platforms like Shopify or things like that, you probably know what I'm talking about. So if you're into selling things online, which has been a very, very big, especially since last March, it has been a huge income maker for a lot of freelancers that have been forced to kind of adapt. I forget what the percentage is, but there is a huge increase in spending online. So this is something to look forward to. And another reason why I bring up Big C is because this chart. I mean, this thing has been beaten down since IPO. At IPO'd at just right around 70 bucks, and wouldn't you know, it's right at about around $70. But as the story will tell you, it had a nice run up here. And this is in a very hot sector of e-commerce. You're going to compare this to things like Amazon. You're going to compare this to things like Etsy. But you know, as far as even Shopify. But when you talk about Big C is the baby of the e-commerce world. If you know anything about dropshipping, this thing is going to be huge. Big C is a new company. It just IPO'd last year. All the other companies that we mentioned in the e-commerce world have been here for quite some time. So if you want to get a better idea of what this is going to do, just take a look at some of its successors in the same sector. But you can see here it's got a low of 57.26, an upside of 162.5, currently trading at around the $71.50 range. I mean, it's easy to see if this thing pops above 100, it's just going to take back off. So I want to get in on the piece of this pie. I personally am not in this yet. I do plan on getting into this soon. I don't really see a whole lot of bad news on it. More just analysts are about 50-50 right now at this current time. About half of them will give you a buy rating. The other half give you a hold or sell rating. So do your due diligence on Big C. But if I have anything to do with it, I'd say that this is a great buy right now. The last stock I want to talk to you guys about today is Canopy Growth, ticker symbol CGC. And that is a medical cannabis stock that is coming out with a CBD beverage line they just announced. They're going to have different flavors depending on the mood that you're looking for, or the vibe, that they call it. And they've got cucumber mint, passion fruit guava, ginger and lime, blueberry acai. Right now, Canopy Growth, you're going to see a lot more of that in Canada. Meanwhile, U.S. is ramping up to most likely decriminalize and then maybe later on legalize medical marijuana. So that's why this space is probably the most speculative sector right now. I know that some people are completely for them or against them, but most are on the sidelines watching it very closely. I personally am in Canopy. I do believe that this is the top stock in the sector and will continue to be. Did I mention that it's the only cannabis stock in the NASDAQ? And for all of you new investors, the NASDAQ is the absolute most exposure that you can have as far as a company. You know, that and the S&P 500 and the Dow. So those are my plays. As you can see, it's renewable energy / solar, a little bit of e-commerce, also a little bit of medical cannabis. Look out next week for my video on different websites and resources to use to find the plays, to find the news. So I'm excited to drop that for you. I've been getting a lot of questions about that lately. How do I find all this stuff? Well, I'm going to give you a couple of secrets, so stay tuned. And of course, if you found any value in this video, please hit that like and subscribe button. That really helps out my new channel and the YouTube algorithm as well. It also lets me know that you guys are into the videos so I can keep making more for you. If you guys have any questions about these plays or think I may have missed something, please let me know in the comments below. And I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Take care.
Are you ready to take control of your financial destiny? 870 Trades and Homegrown Investments can help you. We are the #1 community to learn options trading. We will train you on how to successfully trade stock options on the most popular platforms available. We will lead you in entering and exiting specific stock option positions, helping you strategize which move serves you best. Join our community of over 1,000 like-minded traders to help support and teach you. 21st century technology for a 21st century approach. 870 Trades and Homegrown Investments.